Nathan, check it out, right behind us, the brand new Audi A3.
That's right, baby. This was built specifically for the United States, the sedan.
The 2015 model, and as you can tell, we're out here in Northern California at night, the day before we get to drive it. So coming up next, Nathan, is what?
Everything you ever wanted to know about the 2015 Audi A3.
And honestly, it's a very long presentation.
Sit down, grab some peanuts, popcorn, and beer.
But that is coming up
on the Fast Lane Car.
Really look after is to make sure that this car provides the value and it really provides the relevance to all the different target groups that Scott already talked about. So this car is larger than its predecessor. This car has a lot more equipment than its predecessor. This car has certainly a lot more technology than its predecessor, and yet it offers really an exceptional value compared to its predecessor, and that's what we're hoping to share with you tonight, as well as throughout the launch activities of this wonderful car. Now, the car is, from what we think, absolutely perfect in terms of design. And in fact, we thought it was so important that we invited someone that will speak to you in just a little while about how perfect it is. But you know, in the typical Audi fashion, the way we do things is sort of never easy, and it's always important to be relevant, specific to what we set out to endeavor. And so in this case, normally what you would do is you would take your 3-door or a 5-door version that you're creating in Europe, and you would slap a trunk on it, and there you go, you have a sedan. And we did actually the exact opposite of that, in fact. We made the car wider, we made the car longer. That means we had to change every single sheet metal on the car compared to all the variants that we have in Europe. But we did that to really make sure that this car is designed absolutely perfect in the way that it looks, and we hope that you, along with us, appreciate that. At the same time, Scott already talked about the fact that this is not your entry-level Audi, but it's really more an A8 in a smaller package. And this is very much also reflected in the interior. If you look at the fit and finish and the materials that we have selected for the A3, the wraparound feature, and a lot of the design language that Danny will speak to you in a few minutes as well. But also notice the clean and uncluttered equipment that we are putting inside the interior to really make sure that it's not only very beautiful and very accommodating, but it's also very easy to use. And that's something that you will hopefully find in the A3 as well. Now, continuing the typical Audi fashion, not only did we set out to build this completely different car, but we actually built a completely new factory for it. This factory is in Győr, Hungary. It is where we are today producing many of our engines, and we have added the capability to build this all-new A3 sedan, as well as the Cabriolet model. So these two models are built in Hungary, completely new plant, over $1 billion worth of investment that we made there to make sure that it has its own body plant, as well a body shop, as well as a paint shop. We have laser measuring equipment on the line, absolute the latest and the most modern in the production technology. But you know what? All of this is actually not relevant until the customer comes and sees it at the dealership and actually goes and buys one. And so I really invite you to take a look at the quality of the bodies that we are showing here, and of course of the cars outside. And I challenge you to find a better car from a put-together fit and finish, not only in the A segment and in the luxury segment, but in pretty much all of the industry. That's how proud we are of the new factory and of the quality that is coming out of that factory in terms of the build of the new Audi A3. Now, as far as performance, we wanted to make sure that we have a wide array of power plants. This is why we chose the entry-level 1.8 TFSI with 170 horsepower, and then of course we have 2-liter TFSI with Quattro all-wheel drive and 220 horsepower. And those are only two variants that we are discussing today, but as Scott already mentioned, we have the S3, which will be a high-output version of the 2-liter TFSI, as well as a TDI version. So as you see, the choice for customers is really quite wide when it comes to powertrains. Both of these powertrains belong to the newest third generation, as we call it, E888 family. a family of engines that we have designed specifically with a lot of new innovations around thermodynamics as well as friction improvements to really get great efficiency out of these models as well. All of these, of course, both of these variants come with a 6-speed S-tronic transmission that is standard equipment on the new A3. As far as chassis goes, also completely new. We have a McPherson strut in the front. We have 4-link rear suspension on both of the TFSI models. We have electromechanical steering, which is not only for efficiency purposes, but it also allows us to take advantage of the latest driver assistance systems, like the Audi Lane Assist, for example, that we will talk about in just a few minutes. We have Quattro all-wheel drive, of course, available in the 2-liter version, as we discussed, and the class exclusive option 19-inch wheels, which is going to be available also in the A3. Now, Ultra is a name that we like to use for our lightweight technology, and it's lightweight and it's also strength. What you see here, of course, is the body shell of the A3. You will find it perhaps very interesting to know that despite the fact that the sedan is a larger car than its outgoing Sportback, we have saved about 120 pounds compared to a comparable Sportback of the predecessor model. So I think that tells you all in terms of what we're able to achieve with lightweight technology. In addition to that, what you see in the red here on the picture is an ultra high strength steel that we are forming by heating up the material to a very extreme temperature, about 1800 degrees. And then we cool it very quickly, and then we stamp it, and as we do that, we were really able to achieve a very, very high strength out of this material. And that's what's pretty much encompassing the occupant cell of the A3. So it's also going to be a very, very safe car, and we are looking to be making announcements in this area specifically as it relates to safety tests, which we believe will really show and be very favorable for the new Audi A3. Now the safety story continues, because for us it's not just about having airbags, which for us is just a matter of fact and always there. Also active safety is very important, and so in this case standard equipment on the A3 is a new pre-sense system that we have available. Pre-sense system is a system that combines several different electronic controls units that talk to each other, and in case there is an imminent crash, there is an ability to tighten seat belts as well as roll up the windows, just sort of before they close all the way to protect from debris, but at the same time to leave some space for air coming in. And this system is standard equipment, and actually as you use all the different active safety systems that we then have inside the car as an option, such as adaptive cruise control or Audi Lane Assist, you really are able to take it to the next level as far as the active safety and the protection of the occupants, and that's something we were definitely aiming for. Now besides that, we wanted to make sure that it's also a proper package. So it's very sporty looking, and Danny will talk to you a lot more about that. But we wanted to make sure that sporty looking just didn't mean taking a drawback in terms of package. So it's a full adult 5-seat. So for those occasions that you want to really bring your friends with, you are able to do that. We have a space for 3 in the back, and as you can imagine, we also feel pretty confident about the fact that we have over 2 inches more headroom in the back than at least one of our primary competitors, and I think you can imagine who that is. So really very important to have that package in the rear seat. Also the trunk, about 12 cubic feet for the front, and about 10 or so for the Quattro. And of course, with standard equipment, folding seats, we are able to extend that versatility to a new level and really give the customers the extra package that they need to bring whatever they need in their cargo. Now, one of the things we wanted to do, as Scott pointed out, is we wanted to be very relevant. And as being very relevant, we wanted to make sure that the equipment in this car is really fulfilling the promise that is coming with a proper luxury car. And so we wanted to also equip it very, very well. And so it's very important that you capture what's in here as a very rich standard equipment of the new A3 that is included in the base price of $29,900 for the 1.8T or $32,900 for the Quattro variant for the 2-liter. So bi-xenon headlights with daytime running lights, LED taillights, S-tronic that we already mentioned, leather seating surfaces, power driver seat, Bluetooth telephone interface, as well as audio streaming, absolutely standard inside this car. So we wanted to make sure that it's not just entry-level car, but as you get in this car, you're going to feel very familiar with what is typical in today's luxury segments. Besides that, as I mentioned already, very rich list of driver assistance systems. We have the pre-sense basic as well as secondary collision brake assist as standard equipment, but available. We have things like active lane assist, which is able to keep your car inside the lanes, and that is of course specifically taking advantage of the electromechanical steering. We have the adaptive cruise control with stop and go functionality, and we have of course the Audi side assist that you already know from other models. So full array of driver assistance systems, also available of course on the new A3. Now these options that we point out here are some of the class exclusive options that really no one out there has, not only in other segments, but specifically of course here in the entry-level A segment. The 7-inch MMI screen, we're going to talk about that in some more detail, but of course LED headlight option that we have available in the Prestige model. That's something that also none of the competitors in this segment have, and we wanted to make sure, of course, that all of this relevant technology is making its way also in the package of the A3. Of course, let's not forget the 705-watt Bang & Olufsen system that is available as an option. I invite you to really take a listen and see how we did on that specific system. As far as the MMI then specifically, this is again a very important story, and a lot of the different walls are telling you different stories about the MMI. The fact that we have not taken advantage of cost cutting, we wanted to specifically make sure that a retractable screen is standard equipment in each and every Audi. So here you have, of course, the thinnest screen in the industry, about 11 millimeters, and really as it pops out of the dash, it feels like the most modern smartphone that is coming out of the dash, and that's exactly the kind of feel and the premium kind of touch that we wanted to achieve in the interior. The latest from NVIDIA, of course, the Tegra chipset that we have there, and I will specifically address how we're going to deal with that in the future. And last but not least, of course, the MMI Touch, which is now included and integrated into the rotary wheel, so that you're able to write in specific inputs for addresses, for telephone numbers, and really get a number of inputs available into the MMI system. In fact, it's something like 600 different finger movements that this system is able to recognize. So it really does provide a very strong versatility for us to give variety of inputs into the system. But the system itself is very important for us, and it's important. You will see in that exhibit over there just what we're able to do with the newest MMI system. The fact that we have essentially kept the core of the typical automotive hardware unchanged, but we now have something that is modular, and that is the, as we internally call it, the MMX, or multimedia extension, which is a board that you will see over there with the NVIDIA chipset, which is on top, and that is really the magic, ladies and gentlemen, of what enables us to shorten the life cycles and the development cycles of the vehicle and the very fast-moving electronics industry. Because of course, as a result, we are able to dramatically increase the speed by which we can bring a successor into the car. Previously, this was upward of 7 or 8 years. We're able to shorten that to 2 years, maybe even a little less than 2 years, in terms of the ability of bringing the next generation product to our A3. What that means in real life, this will mean that within the life cycle of the A3 sedan, we will have the ability, and in fact we will bring and upgrade to that hardware, because it's that much easier for us to achieve, of course. And if you specifically want to know more about that, the good news is that, like Apple, we do have our geniuses as well. And our genius in this case is Mr. Halliger, who is over there. And so you can speak to him after the show if you have more questions on that specific technology. But we think it's very, very cool. And of course, that enables us to really expand the portfolio of Audi Connect. As you know, Audi Connect has been a suite of services that we have been now providing for quite some time. And if you look at this impressive list, now we're able to extend that even further. You see that we have Facebook and Twitter interfaces. We have something called picture navigation, where you're able to take a geocoded picture on your smartphone, send it to your car. Next time you go to your car, you can actually click on that picture and just navigate to that location. We have personalized news. We have airport flight information. And these are some of the new services, as well as city events. These are some of the new services that we are now including in the portfolio of the Audi Connect. And as you can imagine, because this is a flexible platform, and a lot of that is talking to you, of course, here on these walls, we will be able to extend that even further as we go. But at this point, I think it really then makes sense to provide you with a lot more information on this very beautiful car.
You know, Nathan, after standing through that entire presentation, I cannot wait to drive it.
It's going to be a hell of a good drive, and we get two different types of Audis to drive.
Yeah, we get the 1.8 liter and the 2 liter with 258 pound-feet of torque, I believe.
With Quattro, only on the 2 liter.
Thanks for watching. As always, this is Roman.
And Nathan.
See you next time. Ciao.
Mwah.